Alright, today we have Overwatch Seasons 12 low Elo tier list. Now, how I'll be judging this tier list will be off my personal experience. I'm recently climbing back up in rank for all ranks, currently diamond in all my roles. I'll be also judging off how hard a character is to play, so like their skill floor, and then also their value, so what value they bring with such a low skill floor. I'll also be using references from other people's tier lists after going through everyone I've seen on YouTube, or going through a bunch I've seen from popular creators on YouTube. And I'll also be using the website tracker Overbuff to see win rates, pick rates, and all that good stuff. All right, starting out, we got Bastion. Bastion, solid A pick. Reason being, 300 health, and some of that's armor. With the recent armor buff last season, some may say he's a big target to hit, but that armor makes up for it. And shifting at the right time is going to melt most tanks in this game, especially in the low elo, where most picks are usually going to be like Hog or Ryan, and very easy to pick up and play, not really hard to master. Next, we got Cassidy. Now, I was thinking about putting him at a low C or a high C, but we're going to keep him at a B, mainly because yes, he is not hard to pick up, and he does a lot of good damage and stuff like that, but his overall mechanics are not that easy to master. Now, if you're only a Cassidy man, you're going to shoot right out of low elo pretty fast if you only play Cassidy, but just learning to flick as a base mechanic is pretty hard for most characters, or for most people. Diva, S tier. She will always be S tier. Not always, but no matter what elo you are, she will be S tier. All that armor, all that health, the Diva Matrix, she's not really going anywhere. She's a brawler, she's a diver, she fills multiple roles. She's just too good. She's too good. My boy Genji. I hate him, but I'm not putting him here just because I hate him. I am putting him here because not only does he have a high skill floor, meaning you're not going to get that much value unless you're really, really good with him. Him being 225 health, he will get deleted by most good, or just most teams. And with a lot of people receiving damage buffs this patch, he's really fragile. So I'm going to put him down to C. Next, we got Hanzo. I'm also going to put him at C. With his health nerf to 225, and his skill floor not being that high, and low elo, there's so many better values for DPS we'll get into later. But these guys will literally get blown up. And the worst part about Hanzo is he's less mobile than Genji. So if you're not hitting all your shots, positioning very well, and overall just doing a lot of things that wouldn't land you in low elo, you're going to get blown up as Hanzo. Junkrat, easy A tier. Low skill, not hard to master. A lot of characters got to move down to low health, so his one-shot his one-shot mine combo is back, so a lot of people will just easily be going down by that. Lucio, easy S tier. Hard to hit, even though he is at 225 health. They did increase his projectile damage, so as long as you're on movement speed most of the time, most people are not going to be able to track you. You're a small target, and you don't have to do much. Now, some people in low elo might not understand the value. They might look at you and flame you like, oh, why you're not healing as much, and that because, you know, most people think in low elo, support's supposed to be heal. But if you're speeding up, you will get teammates complaining, and during some loose fights, the majority of the fights you'll probably be winning. Stay near your brawler tank, help your backlines if they're getting dive. It's not that hard. Now, some might be confused by say he's too mechanical. And that's only if you're jumping off the wall time and time again. Now we got Mei. I was gonna put her here because she is tanky, and she does have a lot of survivability. But to get max value out of her, you're gonna know how to place your wall perfectly on chokes. You're gonna have to land your icicle, which is a very timed projectile, which unless you're pumping it into a tank, you're not gonna be hitting that many targets. So a skilled one-trick Mei, I can see A, even S for her survivability, but I'm gonna put her for B just mainly because of, you know, her skill level. Mercy, she got buff, and I don't like that I'm putting her here. I don't like that I'm putting her here, but people in low elo rarely go after supports as it is. Rarely go to supports as it is. With her damage being get a boost, her healing getting boost, and her already being a hard target to hit, and people not going after her, she's most likely, if on a DPS like Junkrat, Bastion, any DPS who's pocketing, they're most likely not going to die, and she's most likely going to get a crazy amount of healing off. So she's going to be up there in S tier. Pharah. I have a hard time pinning her. I think I'm going to leave her at A, just mainly because she's a hard target to hit. Hit skins are not that great low tier. And the fact that you're not really going to see a Pharah without a Mercy most of the time as a duo combo. So if you're most likely going to play Pharah, I recommend having a Mercy. So yeah, I'm going to leave her there at A. Easy S tier. Reaper, probably S tier for all ranks. Probably torturing low elo the most. Great sustain, 300 health, great survivability, good teleports. If you just play him properly, just position yourself always at the front of the fight with your tank, you're not losing most fights, and you don't have to have your healers with you. He's a free to win character. If you're a DPS player struggling, just play Reaper. Just play Reaper. Ryan, Easy A tier, not hard to master. He's gonna excel more on game points like the new one. I forgot what the new game mode's called. But when he's forced to be in an area with you, him just swinging his hammer, he's gonna get his damage rating off. He has one of the best ultimates in the game. Good survivability, not much to it. Hog, I want to put him D. I want to put him D. I really, I'm putting him D. I'm putting him D. Every other tank does all his things a lot better, and especially if you're in a low elo, he's kind of damage punch. Like, you do have that sustain on you, but any anti-nade, any Junker Queen ult, any most things, everyone knows how to counter Hog. You have to land a lot of your hooks to pull up. Like, you have to do really well with Hog. Like, land all your hooks, be very accurate with your shots. It's just, you have to do a lot of things well for it to make him work. And even if you do everything well, I would like most likely put him here. But yeah, so we're gonna leave him here for this elo. Soldier, another solid B. He's gonna rely mostly off your aim mechanics. He does have his own sustain and, running up to catch back up team fights after getting picked early. But yeah, it's gonna rely mostly off your mechanics. It's gonna be very hard to win like any 1v1 against them. Like, if you have a Bastion shifting on you, you're gone. Even in 1v1, like, Bastion may be harder to hit, but him still having that 300 health gap over you with some armor, still gonna be a little bummer. Junkrat's gonna throw shit in your face. Oh, Reaper's gonna be a problem. Like, it is often not really a good time for. And even his ultimate with people like Diva being in the a super play tank this meta, it's gonna be very hard. Symmetra, believe it or not, she has probably one of the highest win rates in low elo. And I can see why. I can see why. Most people are very oblivious in low elo to taking down her sentries. She has a crazy fast her crazy fast build up with her primary weapon now. I think they gave her a buff to that like last season. Her ultimate is just generally good. Like, you don't even have to place it that properly, and most likely people already know the trick between it. She is good against Diva. When she's shooting at a Ryan shield, it's like an unlimited charge. So it's just like, in most situations, she's pretty good. Torbjorn, S tier. Now, Torbjorn might be one of the most sleeper picks in all tier list. Even some high elo tier lists have Torbjorn at A. Torbjorn is a very easy to pick up character. All you have to do to get your damage potential is just shoot down a narrow pathway at head height, and his projectiles are like clipping heads and doing a lot of damage. He has armor, so he's not dying easy, and he's a smaller target than Bastion. His turn will just throwing his turn anywhere will help you take 1v1s better, will help you build ultimate charge. His ultimate, not bad at all. Easy to take over payloads, easy to close out charge. Like, he just provides so much, and he doesn't even get taken down by like Widow. She's coming right up. We'll get to Widow, but he doesn't even take he can take Widows in 1v1s. Now Tracer, I will put her B. I will put her B not because of her inherent value she can provide. Like, playing her at her best, she's S tier, but with her low health, the lack of skill provided at this elo, I feel like she's more of a liability. Like, you will see a Tracer in low elo get a pick or two, and they won't get a kill for the next 3 minutes. They'll get on a pick or two, and they'll like build up damage, but they won't get any like 1 clips or 2 clips. Something which you need a lot of value from. You need like a consistent picks from. Tracers in this elo won't be able to do that. Widow. Now, hear me out when I put Widow S tier. Her ultimate's good, but if a Widow is in low elo and is constantly getting headshots and is constantly getting picks, she's not really a low elo player. She is a Smurf or someone who like had their account decay. Most likely, she is not getting these consistent picks and her aim's that bad. If she's doing it for fun. Like, if you're just a genuine low elo player who just wants to get out and to see that, like, rank, get that dopamine hit, Widow's not gonna be your best friend. You're not gonna pick her up and be like, I was gonna say Capri. What a old name. I don't even know what he's doing. I don't even know what he's doing anymore. Man, I think that's why I remember Widow from. I think that is his name, Capri. You're not gonna be popping off Widow. That's all I'm saying. You're not gonna be popping off Widow. You might as well want to stay away from her. Winston. Now, Winston's A tier. Most times he will be S tier if you know how to play him properly, but a lot of people overextend with him, don't time his bubble rail, probably don't know his jump, his melee jump combo. They're not getting the most value out of Winston and might overextend and just kill themselves. They literally might just kill themselves. And he is very easy to counter with people like Bastion, Junkrat, and Reaper being in the meta often. So his shield's going to go down if you're not placing it in a like secluded area trying to take the 1v1 or get a pick. And yeah, very easy to counter Reaper. Everyone knows. So that's like the most known counter in all of Overwatch, Reaper. And he's the easiest to play, and he's S value. Like, the only reason I'm not putting him B is because he's so good. He's so good. If you play him right, he doesn't take that long to play him right. If you just play him right, position him right, you get a lot of value out of him. Now, Zarya was going to put her A tier, but after some reconsidering before I started the recording, she is easily S tier. Not only is she a huge counter to be the best tank in this meta, but she could just carry herself to master if you play her right. If you use her cooldowns properly and place them on like any flankers or anyone who's in dangerous situation, you're easily building your charge all the time. A good Zarya player will most likely have a charge all the time. And especially low elo, people are going to be shooting you. They don't care who you are. They're going to be unloading that clip no matter what. You are getting charged as Zarya. And if you slightly know how to track, just slightly, I'm not even saying like track like a demigod, like a purple, you just slightly know how to track, you're burning through a team. And she got a buff on her alternate fire, which is like, I think the equivalent to a Genji slash if she hits you in the face. It's crazy. Zarya's easily up there. She can easily carry a team. Zen, good win rate, good KD for low tier. I was going to put him down here because, you know, dive men and stuff like that. But like I said, low elo, people don't dive as much. His Discord, people are gonna die really fast. One of the best ultimates in the game, if you use it correctly. Don't just, you know, throw it out there. So Zen, solid B for low elo. Sorry if I'm mixing up low elo and low tier. I'm noticing I may be going back and forth. Listen, I'm a little special, okay? I'm on the spectrum. Please take your time with me, please. Next we got Ana. A tier. I'm gonna say A tier. Now you might be thinking like, oh, isn't her skill floor or like, you know, her skill value not that great? Her hitbox for her heals are a little bit more forgiving than most other healers. You're most likely not gonna have to worry about that when it comes to hitting your shots. Her sleep, really good. Her anti, really good. These things are not really hard to hit. Like her sleep, yeah, that's gonna take a lot of skill to like fully master. But her anti, just throwing that, just chugging that thing at the enemy, you're gonna see a lot of value right out the gate. Sombra, S tier. Now, the reason I have her S tier and not Tracer S tier, one, she's always invisible, so you don't have to always wondering about like, you know, managing your cooldowns as much and always being out of sight, out of target. Two, her, what is it? Her virus? That's what we call it, her virus, her hack. Her little death ball she throws at you will destroy any 225 health targets. So I'm talking anyone in the backline. Now, you see a Zen in the backline, boom, Sombra. You see a Hanzo taking high ground, Sombra. You know, any low mobility, even against Tracers, most of the time you're probably going to be winning the one who wants with the hacks and the viruses. Her ultimate, one of the best ultimates in the game, gets huge team value. Unlike Tracer, like, you can go around farming people, getting picks and stuff like that. Even if you don't get a pick, you show up at a team fight with your ultimate, you're helping your team win the team fight, hugely. Sombra, easy pick. Now, Orisa, very tricky tank, but I'm going to throw her up there. I'm going to throw her S tier. Reason why, easy value to get out of her. She's not really hard to master. You know, fortify, spin, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. When she spins her javelin and she throws her javelin, these are all things that are not really hard to understand. Like, yeah, throwing the javelin may be a little hard to master and not get as much value, but she can cancel ults with that. She's hard to kill if you're playing with her teammates. And if you learn how to track with her, you can easily just gun down people. Like, you could, instead of like diving, like the meta is like consistent on people diving and stuff, you could just have the enemy team come into you guys and just turn around and run them down. You could run down like so many DPS and just win the fights with them. Like, I've won fights with Reaper because of the heart, the fortify down there. It is very easy to win fights with Orisa against DPS. Soldiers, easy. All these 225, easy. It's very easy to win fights with her. Doomfist, B, really good tank, but you need to be a one trick to see a lot of value with him because he's not the easiest tank to learn. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna give him a B. I was gonna put him like A or S when I thought about him. Like, his skill, you can easily see him at A tier, right? But it's mainly due to the fact that it's just his abilities and skills are not that easy to master. But I've seen Doomfist that take over games very easy. So I'll easy high B, probably like the highest B. He's up there. But like, I'm putting him A. I'm putting him A. He's really good. Doomfist can easily take over games if played right. All right, next we got Moira. S tier. I think in low elo she provides a lot of value. She's gonna consistently be there with damage. Any small targets are gonna be taking more. She also got I'm pretty sure she got a damage boost, so she'll also be doing more damage to people. So her trading will be a lot better as well. Not hard to play at all. Anyone can pick up Moira. with like 0 experience and find value in her right out the gate. Brigitte, A tier. I was gonna put her S tier because she is, you know, very survivable, very chunky, can fight any of the flankers and stuff like that. She's more of like a swap hero, so like if you're getting dived pretty hard or finding it hard to live, I would go her. But most of the time in low elo, people are just, you know, straight up just running around, not really being coordinated. So you'll probably find a lot more value in the other healers. And she can't dump out that much health as other supports can, because your tanks will be, all your teammates will be very low pretty frequently. Ball, S tier. S tier because no one knows how to deal with them. And people who play ball, even though it's not the easiest character to play, they only play ball. When people play ball, they only play ball. That's it. And the value he can see from just playing him a little bit can automatically take over games. People are not countering, people are not swapping that much. They're not going to be like, all right, we need to go Sombra, we need to go mid to close them up with chokes. Your whole team's not doing that. They're just going to be like, they're going to complain, say he's a stupid character, and keep running it down as the same character. Ashe would be S tier if it wasn't because she was a hit scan and you relied on mechanics, but she's an easy A tier. She's probably like, if you're going to play a hit scan this meta for low elo, Ashe is the character to play. The best value you'll see in an ult, one of the best values you've seen in an ult, literally a mini tank you're throwing out there. Easy 2-shot if you can land a headshot. Her bomb, easy ult builder, and she has a good escape from anyone who may try to attempt to dive you. Solid character. Next, we got Baptiste. Only reason here, skill level. But his ability, no, he's Elise. He's Elise. He's Elise. Yeah, you may not get value after his shots and doing damage, because that's why a lot of people pick him. His max regen will save most, I say max regen, what is it called? His ability to like overtime heal everyone around you will save most engages. Counter out most engages. Your teammates are not dying after you pump that thing. Not only that, but your ability to survive, your immortality field, literally a mini ultimate on a cooldown. Then you got your actual ultimate, which is a straight damage boost through a window. So yep, easy A tier. Sigma, a lot of versatility. Hard to kill, not easy to deal with. I would say Sigma, he's a really good counter to a lot of the easy to pick characters down here. And you'll always see value with him. Just managing your shield, make sure it's always recharging, not just leaving it out. Knowing your rock placement may be a little hard, but you'll see a lot of good general value from him. Like, he's a great to deal with like a lot of these characters, like Junkrat, Bastion, Pharah. Really great to counter out them. Echo, B tier, skill wise. She does provide value and stuff like that. And she would be a lot harder to tackle with people having problems with playing hit scan in this elo, and with Mercy also being buffed. You will see value. It's just a skill thing. It's just a skill thing. If you can get value out of her with your skill and you get a Mercy team, you're gonna take over. But it's just getting to that skill level is why I'm putting her at B. Sojourn, S. One of these characters. As you can see, did I say S? C. I'm putting, like, if you look at the C category, these are like very high skilled characters, right? She doesn't one-shot headshot. I think she still doesn't do it even with the Mercy beam buff, but I could be wrong. But you're mostly relying off that. You're looking to build your charge, and you're looking to, her projectiles is like one of the weirdest in the game, like the speed and the track, because you're kind of using like a hit scan and a tracking method all in one to build your stuff. Like, she does get a lot of charge build. I see them like slowly buffing her, with the skill to master her at this level or get a lot of value with her at this level. It's not going to be really consistent enough where you could just, you know, run up as Reaper. Junker Queen, where do I want to put her? Did I have Doomfist Light? No, I did. I was saying why Doomfist. No, yeah, I understand it. Junker Queen, I think yeah, I'm gonna leave her. I think Junker Queen is another solid A. You might have a little bit of problems aiming with her. You know, the more perfect you are, like the more dead on you with her aiming, more damage, obviously. But the reason I'm keeping her here, her self regen, her melee, her E, her axe, her ultimate, and she's a small tank, so she's not the easiest hit. She's a really good brawler, especially for that new game mode. You're gonna see a lot of Junker Queens there. Really good brawler, really hard to hit. Kiriko, easy S, negates all abilities. I have a guide for her on the channel, really good. Not hard to play, like, at all. Like, maybe you can argue for the kunais being like not the easiest thing to hit, but that comes with learning curve. But even if you don't know how to hit with that, one of the biggest heal bots in the game, and she has, in my opinion, the best ultimate in the game. Her ultimate is like almost a guaranteed team fight win most of the time. Ramatra, A. Most tanks are up here. Most tanks are ARS. This is like the tank meta. Blizzard has recently gone on, like, I think with the past couple patches, a tank leveling spree, and I understand why. It's like the least played role. But Ramatra up there, strong survivability, will build damage, great ultimate, another good brawler, probably another good tank for the new game mode. Lifeweaver. Now he has some of the most heals in low elo, but it's his pull. His pull is a very tactical issue, where I feel like people may use it in the wrong times, and it's gonna kill your teammates, really. So it's like a double-edged sword, depending on how you play with Lifeweaver. And some people not even understand why. You can even still pull your teammates in the right situation, and they still get mad. People actually switch. It's like his skill and value realistically is an A, but due to all the how people treat Lifeweaver, how people perceive him, he's a B. I say for value, I'll say this: if you go turn off your comms and ignore on team, hopefully he doesn't tell any of your teammates. He's the easy A tier. His ultimate's really good. I like the change they did to his pedal. Really interesting. You get multiple teammates to high ground. It's just the pull. If you try to if you don't mess up on your pull too much, and just focus healings, especially with the new thing they added to his heal over time. You know how it builds over, so you don't have to constantly hold it, and now you're not slow while moving it. I think he's a solid A. I'll just leave it there. Ilari got a little nerfs. Now she's B. She's B for the reason that she got a few nerfs, but I don't think the nerfs were that bad. It's just she's hard in general to get a lot of value out of. Now if you can land your shots and you're not getting dived, pretty good, right? But your teammates in this elo are getting drained. Her playing with Ilari, if you're not like micromanaging your heal bar, your shots, timing them properly, she has a lot to manage for her skill alone. So it was gonna be a lot harder to fully get her value out in this elo. Especially with your teammates dying a lot too, like, and taking a lot of damage, you're gonna be healing a lot. Magua. Now, I think this is probably gonna be the hardest guy for me to put in this tier list for this late elo, because it's gonna be very matchup dependent based, and the aim you have with him. Like, I think he's above a C. I don't know if he's good enough for an A, but B also still feels kind of weird to put him. I'm putting him high B. He is also a huge tank spot. He kind of has like almost the same problem as Hog. At least you'll still have like a lot of value and stuff like that. But a lot of the tanks you'll be fighting have shields, and they'll probably be blocking off the healing and regen you get with your clip earlier. So like Ryan's probably going to block it, even though he could be seen as a counter to Ryan in most situations. Unless you have like another DPS backing you up, like a Bastion or Junkrat, you're not going to be really breaking his shield as much. He's very vulnerable to honest sleeps. He's very vulnerable to like any like hacks or anything. It's like, I think he's down here just mainly because all these characters up here can have a good time, easy time dealing with. Is how I see it. And you're also not getting your best value out of them depending on how you're aiming. Like a Magua into like a Junker Queen matchup is gonna be scary, because in this elo you're not gonna be able to hit all your shots on Junker Queen, and she's gonna be in your face with a shotgun, just like nom 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 nom. You know, it's not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight. All right, last two. We got Venture, S tier. Honestly, A or S tier, and I think most tier lists. Very strong, great survivability, good ultimate. Probably one of the best projectile damage heroes. Easy dive position. I don't think they're hard to master that much. I mean, I think you can easily overextend with them a lot. But Venture, solid pick, solid pick. And last, Juno, the new Overwatch healer. Fun, fast, mobile, good ultimate. A tier, A tier. I was so tempted to put her up here. I was like, ooh, let me just put it. I'm like, no, I can't, because even though she's new, and even though some people, her creators might like poop on her and stuff like that, and low elo, she's popping off. Her ultimate's really great. Unless you use it properly, don't be throwing it away. Her 80 to like, I think like 90 something damage she gets from like a burst shot or something like that, and 80 healing. She heals a lot. She can, I think, pocket. I think she can pocket almost a little bit better than Mercy. I think what's taking her off is just her kit a little bit. Like you gotta know when to use your kit. You gotta know when you use your glide boost. You gotta know when to be mobile. You gotta know where to throw your hyper ring. I think she's a little, like, her skill may be a little too high, and like the value you can get out of her in this elo. But if you just one trick Juno, I can easily see her as an S tier pick for people. You're gonna easily survive any dive. People are not gonna be that skillful. You're gonna get away from most stuff. But yeah, this is my tier list for low elo. If you guys disagree with any of my takes, leave the comments down below. happily to further explain myself, or you can even move me. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good season 12 and a good rest of your day.